This video is going to be serious. I'm going to be talking a lot about court documents and stuff that relate to Jacob Frank being a sex offender. And quite recently, there has been a video that Austin St. John has kind of shared around saying that, showing Jacob talking about his father, about him running an eBay store. We're going to be looking at that video very, very shortly. But yeah, I just needed to kind of talk about this, how Jacob Frank is a sex offender. Now, if you do not know who Jacob Frank is, basically this is one of JDF's sons. He has two sons and he has two daughters, but we're just here to talk about Jacob Frank. Now, I'm going to say this. I believe that Austin and PMC didn't know anything about this when this video was shared. I don't think that they would kind of look into this at all, and they just kind of went, hey, we want to help out Jacob Frank and stuff like that. Now, since the evidence has shown, the court documents are here, I do believe that Austin and PMC need to kind of retract what they're doing, delete posts about it, as well as kind of come out and say that they didn't know about this. Now, I know that PMC have had emails sent to them because it was in a live stream over on Henry Resilience channel, which I recommend going checking out. Those links to those videos are going to be in my description. But now that the PMC knows, and I have also let a few people know at PMC, I'm hoping that they will delete this post and they will retract it and then give some sort of statement, even as like, hey, we didn't know, we're really sorry, etc. It doesn't have to be a long one, as long as they kind of like talk about it. That's absolutely fine. Austin, I think, needs to do exactly the same because he is a large figurehead in the Power Ranger community, and for this to be swept under the rug or not even talked about, I think needs to. And I'm saying this, Austin, if you're watching this, please, you need to delete that post and you need to issue a statement. I'm just saying that. Anyway, my main focus in this is talking about Jacob Frank. Let's talk about his eBay store at the moment, which he has promoted on various websites, and that people are going over there right now to buy overly priced stuff. Now, in the video, he talks about how he is there to raise money for a house for his family, but the court documents say something completely different, and I think it's just a lie and that he's just trying to get money off his father's name. And you can see this in the actual prices of the eBay sales. This is Jacob's eBay store. This is something that I'm going to be blanking out because I don't want people, even if one person watches this video or X amount of people watch this video, I don't want people to go to this store to give this guy money because he is a fucking scumbag. Now, these are the prices in English. You've got quite a lot here for each one, but we can definitely tell that, me personally, I think that Jacob is forging these signatures because they really don't look very similar. When we look at the autograph there, it looks really off to me. That isn't JDF's signature. That looks like it's something completely on. They look very, very different, from them. And this is the one that kind of really made me go, huh? That looks really very, very different, and especially since it's like the Legend of the White Dragon. When you look at the autograph, they are completely different in each one. So when I look back at, say, Legend of the White Dragon, I just look at that and go, that doesn't look like JDF's signature. So that's just the way that I'm seeing it. I could be completely wrong, but I just wanted to kind of point that one out. But the fact is that, you're charging $390, $420, $390, another $480. These are ridiculous prices. I know people are going to turn around and say, he's passed on, so his signature goes through the roof, etc., etc. But knowing that it's his own son just kind of really makes me think, why would you sell your dad's stuff? Again, I don't believe what he says in the video. We'll talk about that in a bit. Jacob has said that this is a store for JDF, etc., etc. But when you kind of look at this, they've sold multiple different things rather than what it's meant to be. So Henry pointed this out, and I believe that this is they've sold different things Returnals, so only PlayStation 5 game, or a laptop, or you've got an Apple iPhone Pro Max, you've got all these things here. So this doesn't really kind of make me think that this is just a dedicated JDF store. This kind of makes me think that it's been rebranded to sell products. That's literally what this is, because obviously this has been around for more than a year ago. Resident Evil 6, PS3, you've also got Need for Speed Rivals, you've got all this sort of stuff here. So I think that he's completely rebranded over all of this. And yeah, like that's the main thing that I can see. I'm going to give my thoughts on this video. We're going to play some of it.
All right, guys, quick introductory. My name is Jacob Frank. Jason David Frank is my father. First and foremost, I wanted to give a big thanks to Austin St. John, Jason, for doing what you did for me last month at Comic-Con. I went to Comic-Con and I wasn't expecting anything from anyone, and you lifted.
Now, this is a thing where he shouldn't have been at the Comic-Con, and we'll look at this in a while. The reason why I'm saying this is I want you to look at these documents and, you know, just see what has come out about it. So again, he said like, oh, you know, I was at a Comic-Con. He shouldn't have been at a Comic-Con, and he knows he shouldn't have been at a Comic-Con.
Me up, and you made me feel good during such a difficult time. Again, I wanted to thank you for your support, your kindness, and your guidance. You're such a down-to-earth individual, and I really appreciate that, man. You inspire me. Real quick, before I get into the collectibles, I'm aware that there was a media hyped drama built around my father and Jason.
When he says there's a media hype around JDF and Austin St. John, he's talking about the beef, the arguments that they've had over the years, and kind of thinking about it now, it shouldn't have gone on for 30 years. It shouldn't have reached the point of them still beefing. And I don't know the reason why Austin wouldn't turn around and try and forget about it and move on, because it's been 30 years. I understand that people want to hold grudges. We all do at some point that we can't let go. But for something like this, you know, you kind of think that Austin would have sat down with JDF and said, hey, I don't like you. You know, we're never going to be super close friends, but let's actually just kind of get past this. Let's work together at times. You don't have to like someone to work with them. That's as simple as that. But I would be very interested to know why Austin has kept this beef going for such a long time, when JDF sounds like he reached out multiple times and went, hey, I want to be friends. But that's, again, a video for another day.
But that's all it was. Jason, Austin St. John, his character is truly that of a good individual, and so is my father's. That's all it was, media hype.
It wasn't media hype because, again, most of the fandom didn't really know about this, and again, it wasn't really thrust into the main limelight. So again, it's one of those things, if you knew, you knew. If you didn't, you didn't. It's as simple as that.
They're both very great martial artists. Shout out to all the fans for showing your support and love to all the Rangers over all these years. You guys are truly appreciated, and without you guys, none of these people would be here today. So shout out to the fans. You guys are great, man. I love you. We all love you. Real quick,
this is where he gets into the thing, but I'm gonna say this is like, Jacob, you weren't at all in the eyes of the fandom at all. So again, like, you're trying to get in the good books of them and be like, hey, like, you know, let's see what they say. Like, if I say this, like, you know, oh my, I can relate type thing. Again, you didn't like your father at all.
I have an eBay channel. Again, my father told me to let the fans know that I am the official store that sells JDF collectibles.
There is no actual proof on this. I don't remember JDF tweeting out or mentioning at any cons or to his assistants or anything like that, say, hey, Jacob is the official store holder. I could say that, be like, where's your proof? Oh, well, you know, JDF told me at some point. Again, you weren't. I want to see proof. I want to see a text message. I want to see something from this.
Guys, I'm selling these things not only because my father told me to sell this stuff. You know, he's trying to help me out. He signed.
When he says like, oh, my father told me to sign these, I just generally don't believe it, because I don't believe that if you haven't gone from speaking to each other for a long time, and from what Jacob's done, you know, I know that JDF distanced himself from these sorts of things. So I don't really kind of think, oh, okay, this is a thing that he needs to do. Like, I generally think that maybe Jacob got hold of these things and did whatever.
A bunch of autographs for me and gave them to me and basically told me, look, let's, you know, start an official store. You guys can tell people that you're the official store that sells JDF collectibles. So he was trying to help me out. I'm selling these items to help support my family, me, my kids, their mother. We're getting into a house. So you guys' support.
Remember this. Remember what he said, that he's trying to get his family help and support. This is a key moment in what we're going to talk about.
Is truly going towards a good cause. All right, there was a few.
That entire video to me was just, I am going to grift. I'm going to keep doing it because, again, like, he keeps promoting the link to it. To me, that's just absolutely fucking scummy. Like, it's just this is a grift. I'm trying to get my bread. This post was written by Austin St. John. He's always said that if he writes Austin St. John, it's by him. If it's like Team Austin, that's someone completely different. One thing before I turn around and get into the meat and potatoes of this all, one thing I wanted to kind of see this, I always see this one, always, you know, if it's not Jenna, now it has to be, we need a Power Ranger reboot with you and the other original Rangers. Bring in JDF's son to take over his dad's legacy as the Green Ranger. Bring back the young lady who took over Trini's legacy. It would be a hit. Much love, man, and miss ya. It's morphin' time. And it's this sort of stuff that really fucking pisses me off. You know, we have to have his son do it, take over the legacy. After this video, if you fucking believe that you should have fucking Jacob as the new Green Ranger, you are dishonoring, you are shitting all over JDF's name. I got angry. I will get angry. I swear to God, if you all think that after this video, or you do not kind of take time to research this, then fuck, I don't want him anywhere near it. And if he does become a Green Ranger or a Ranger, I will literally stop watching this brand. So with that, we know the backstory. I have to give context because this is a long video. But because of this, yeah, Austin St. John, he should know now. I guarantee he's probably heard about this and he needs to kind of like take this down. That's all I'm going to say about this one. Now let's get into the court documents. I don't know if these are all going to be in order. We're going to go over them. Thank you again to Henry for sending these across. But let's go over them. Now they may not be in order, but we're going to kind of go over it. Jacob Alexander Frank. And then first one here is inflict corporal injury spouse. So I'm guessing that is he's hit it. So he pleaded, you can't see there. It says inflict corporal injury spouse. Maybe it's that one. Yeah, it is that one there. Not guilty, dismissed. Assault with weapon, lightly produce, GBI, dismissed. Battery. So these are also Henry's notes. So obviously he has hit his spouse, so he was charged with battery. Probation has not been granted on this case for the defendant. And then that is the main thing from this particular one. Now we move on to the next one. He has had 4 accounts. He has four cases against him, which is fucking insane. Carry concealed upon the person and any dirk or dagger. So basically he had a weapon on him. He had a dagger from what I've heard. So he pleaded guilty and he was convicted. So summary probation granted for a period of 36 months on the following terms and condition. Obey all laws and court orders. Be committed to the custody of the Riverside County Sheriff for 30 days. 25 days to be served in the work release program. Report on or before. Submit to the immediate search property, including all residence premises, storage units, containers, and vehicles under your control. For a probation officer or law enforcement officer with or without cause. Do not knowingly own, possess, have under your control or immediate access to any firearm, deadly weapon, ammunition, or weapon-related, that word, device, goddamn Mark, can't read. So on the 23rd of April, he has a probation hearing, and it's obviously there, which is active. So that is going to be interesting. From what I've heard, he didn't appear to one of them, and that was a big naughty no-no. This right here is a restraining order that basically Hunter, which is JDF's other son, kind of put in. Most of this is pretty much saying that, you know, they started the kind of procedures, and the main thing that we need to take from this is effectively is that neither of them turned up. To me personally, if you're going to have like a restraining order, at least turn up for it. It would make absolutely perfect sense, but neither of them did, and it was dismissed. I don't know why. Like, it's something I would kind of like to know. This is one of the biggest ones here. So obviously we've got the case number, it's right there, and this is kind of, I think, the going on the bailing him out. So we can see that, you know, I don't know who the bail boys are. I'm guessing that they are a company that give money for bail and then you pay them out from whatever. So this was on July 28, 2023. So again, last year. We can see that all the information has been kind of brought in. It was $50,000 for the bail, so they would have got it back. I don't know too much about bailing because, again, I don't know too much about this. So if you know, let me know down below in the comments. Everything has been officially kind of signed. This is it. Again, why is it not the other way around? So again, I understand that I have been accused of violating my probation or mandatory supervision, that's the word I'm looking for, and that I have the following rights. And then obviously Jacob Frank has signed all of this. So again, not going into too much legal stuff. So this is what we want to kind of look at. Allegation of violation of probation. And it says original convicted offenses, and it's this: sex with a minor 3+ years younger. Now this is obviously 3+ years younger than himself, and it's not like he did it with a 3-year-old. No, a felony. PC, oral copulation of minor under the age of 18, a felony. Humorous minor with marijuana. So basically he was on drugs at the same time. It says here, post-release accountability for the compliance team contacted Jacob Frank at his residence located, and it's been blanked out. PACT members conducted a search of the defendant's bedroom and located a desktop computer with software designed to delete, conceal, or encrypt data. PACT members contacted the detectives of Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force, RATCHIT, maybe, I don't know. And then they confirmed that the computer software located on the defendant's desktop computer is utilized for swiping and or deleting data from the computer's hard drives, making it unrecoverable, which is a violation of the defendant's terms and conditions of probation. Violation. So we have another one, and it says serve an additional 26 days in county jail. Fucking hell, Jacob. Okay, the defendant poses a risk to public safety. I love what Henry's put in, hide your kids. And then here it says financial information. He has, he's not full-time, part-time, or has very verified income. So there's no job at all. eBay is his job, and it looks like it for the amount of money that he's charging for it. Now, these have been officially signed. I think this is it. Yeah, this is his probation officer, and the numbers have been kind of blanked out. These are the things that are kind of lined out. Treatment will be a minimum of 1 year or for the duration of probation. Mentally evaluate this ninja. This is good if he can comply. So Jacob has been enrolled in the sex offender counseling, the program that's there. We got highlighted sex offender counseling with a new program, which is fixing PDF files. Mr. Frank has begun his ICSO individuals charged with a sexual offense treatment program on January 3rd, 2022. When he attended his intake program session, during the session, it says he was aggressive and non-receptive. So why would you be aggressive to this? Like, why would you be fucking aggressive when you've been caught, when stuff like this has happened? Just fucking go through it. Learn not to be a PDF file and just literally go through things and actually really learn from this. Don't be a fucking dickhead. This is the reason why I will not support him whatsoever. So let's kind of look over some of this. And it says, Mr. Frank has returned to previous displays of negative emotionability, but blaming the victim and demonstrating a lack of concern for his victim. He verbally sparred with our administration staff, and he's been barred from contacting our main office. Harassment is his thing. So he has a history of harassing people. Henry was mentioning on his stream that he would constantly ring people, email them, create other accounts to post and harass people. Like, man, you get caught out. Fucking stop harassing. It makes it even worse from you when you get called out on this sort of stuff. The highlighted stuff here is from the probation officer's statement. He has encryption technology and software designed to delete computer files. So this could be burner accounts. This could be anything that could incriminate him a lot. And this is the one here. And he failed to make progress in the program. He not fixed. He went through the program, didn't learn anything, or he just failed to make progress. What the actual fuck? State prison loves PDF files. On September 27th, 2023, a letter was mailed to the defendant's last known address, blanked out, notifying him of court dates. His requirement to attend has the right to legal representation at every stage of the legal proceedings. And then we've got dates for arrest, which you can see on screen. And when looking over this, it says here the defendant has other verified income, which is obviously JDF merch, signed by his probation officer. So the last kind of thing is we have the case number, the action date, so again, this was all last year. You can read all of this on screen, but it says here, court accepts admission of violation of probation. 49 days to be served in the work release program. Report on or before the 2nd of the 10th, 2023. Had to think about that one then. And then it says probation expiration date is set at the 26th of the 9th, 2024. Give him some more time. This is a screen grab of the actual court, so we can see this, and this just really kind of irks me a lot. We're not going to go through all the later stuff down below, but this needs to be talked about. This is the document. This is a screen grab from the actual website. What we've gone over in the bigger document, it says here, grape upon intoxicated person and accused person new, unwilling intercourse with minor 3 years younger, guilty, certified. Oral copulation with person under 18. She was 13/14 years old and he was 25. What the actual fuck? It's just fucking horrible. Whoa. Fruition minor under the 14 with marijuana. Guilty, certified, active, certified. Unlawful intercourse with minor 3 years younger. Oral copulation. Again, all of these have been done. It's fucking horrible. We've got arrest, filed, certified, and an origin. It's all fucking horrible. I'm not going to read every single one out because there's 59 of these things. We're going to look at the ones right now though that he shouldn't have been at a Comic-Con. Number 11. Do not leave the state of California without first obtaining written permission of the probation department state per the Interstate Compact Act. It would be interesting if he did ask for permission, but I really don't think he gave a shit considering what we've just read. Number 33. Do not associate with any unrelated minor unless accompanied by a responsible adult approved by the probation officer. You're at a Comic-Con! Family friendly. They're gonna have kids there. What were you fucking doing? Fucking vile. We got number 34 that says immediately inform your probation officer of any accidental or deliberate contact with a minor. Stay 100 yards away from places where minors congregate, including but not limited to schoolyards, parks, amusement parks, concerts, playgrounds, swimming pools, and arcades. And obviously you've got a lot more when it comes to Pasadena Comic-Con, because again, you will have minors there, so you can't be like, well, I'm fine because it's not listed in this. Stay away from kids, Jacob. We have do not knowingly possess software designed to encrypt data or electronic communications except by authorized by probation officer. Well, you had that, didn't you? 51, and this is the big one because we know Jacob is lying in that video, because he was like, oh, my kids, I'm starting a place with my wife and kids. And it says, do not unknowingly reside with any child under the age of 18, including but not limited to your natural children, stepchildren, or any child with whom you are parenting, guardianship, or supervised relationship unless approved in advance and in writing by the probation officer. You pretty much lied to everyone, didn't you? You lied to the fans, JDF's fans, to Austin, to a lot more as well. What the actual fuck? In that video where you literally told on yourself, we could throw in number 52. Do not knowingly own, use, or possess any types of toys, stuffed animals, video games, or similar items designed for the entertainment of children without written permission of the probation officer. Is that the reason why you're selling off all your dad's stuff? Because you need to make money, but you sold video games, you have some toys dotted around that desk, don't you? I bet you were like, shit, I've got to get rid of it. Maybe that's the reason why you're getting rid of all of it, because you're not allowed it. Because kids like Power Rangers, Jacob, and you know that. This video is a long one. There's a lot of information in this, and again, thank you to Henry for sending me the other court document, and also give me the correct information to go look at this. Thank you very much. Now, my closing thoughts on this. Jacob shouldn't have been at that convention. He shouldn't have been at Pasadena Comic-Con because he was breaking his probation. something that you don't do when you have all of this stacked behind you right now. I also want to address Austin on this one. I am going to say this, and this is my own personal opinion. I do think this was a way that Austin saw to try to get back in good graces with the community, with the Power Ranger community. After all the stuff that happened with Zach, I have talked about that in the video. Go look that one up. Otherwise, I'd be here for a long time. With all of this, I know Austin's team as well, and they know about Jacob. Maybe not about this at the time, but they know about Jacob and all the stuff that's gone on in the past. And I do really, really think that they should have warned Austin not to put this on his page and promote him. It looks bad. It's horrible. They should know about this, and they should have looked into him a little bit more rather than just kind of let him go out and talk about it. So I'm hoping that this does get rectified. I do think that this is an honest mistake as well. I do not think that they knew about all of this. Otherwise, they would not have promoted it, because this, again, looks really bad on them, and they need to kind of sort this out. Another thing is, knowing that Jacob knew all of this and decided to break his probation and go to a Comic-Con and do all of this, he shouldn't have done. And it makes me really disgusted in him. Also, the fact is that he's using his father's name to make money, and again, could be allegedly, I'm going to say this, could be allegedly forging the signature on these items just to make more money. I don't like all the stuff that he's done, everything that's kind of gone on, and I do not want Jacob Frank in this community whatsoever after reading those court documents. If you want to support Jacob and you're like, man, he should be the Green Ranger like after his father, I really don't think that you know JDF and blindly wanting his son to be the next Green Ranger. And I said, if this does happen and for some strange reason he becomes the next Green Ranger and whatever, we'll literally stop watching, boycott this. And yeah, like, this is horrible. I know that he will never become that, but if he ever does, man, fucking stupidest shit ever. Fucking Hasbro or whoever owns it would need a fucking major big fucking like reality check. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. This video is long enough. If you want to hit that like, favorite, comment, and subscribe, check out everything on the channel. Go check out Henry's channel. It has everything on there as well if you want to get other people's perspective as well as other fans. And yeah, I am gonna leave it there. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out the channel memberships and Patreon, and I will catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。